Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn top 5 automations for customer support ticket management with Pabbly Connect. In this fast-growing business environment, effective customer support ticket management is very crucial for customer satisfaction. Maintaining customers' inquiries, product requests and service issues are very crucial and sometimes overwhelming for business if they are not using the right tools. So in this video, we are going to discuss about some amazing automations that we are going to create with Pabbly Connect that is going to help you to maintain your customer support ticket management processes very easily, and it is going to help your business. So if you want to learn these amazing automations, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn top 5 automations for customer support ticket management using Pabbly Connect. In today's fast-paced business environment, efficient ticket management is crucial for maintaining customer satisfaction and operational efficiency. Managing customers' inquiries, support requests and service issues can be overwhelming without the right tools. That's where automating ticket management processes with Pabbly Connect comes into play. By creating this amazing automation of powerful ticket management systems like Zendesk, Freshdesk and Zoho Desk and more with Pabbly Connect, businesses can streamline their workflows, reduce manual efforts and ensure timely responses to customers' queries. And we are going to be creating these amazing automations with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. Over here on the dashboard, you can create your own workflows and manage all your workflows, okay? So in order to create an automation in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, you have to click on this button and this dialog box then going to appear in front of you, which is going to ask you for the workflow name. You can give a workflow name over here according to your requirement, then select the folder from the left side of the screen and you have to click on create in order to create a workflow. In this video, we're going to discuss about top 5 amazing automations for customer support ticket management. Okay, so these are the 5 automations that we're going to discuss about. So now let us discuss about them one by one briefly. Let's move on to our first automation, that is how to add Zendesk tickets to Microsoft Excel Workbook. So I am an owner of a business and I collect my customers' inquiries by creating tickets using Zendesk, okay? So here what I want is that whenever a new ticket is going to be created in my Zendesk account, automatically the details of that ticket should be created as a record in my Microsoft Excel Workbook. And for that, we are going to be creating this automation. So now let us discuss about this automation. Over here, firstly, you can see that there are 2 windows in front of you. One over here is trigger, others is action. Trigger and action are the 2 most important steps in an automation process because our process depends on these 2 concepts. Over here, triggers is going to say what has happened and action is going to say do this. That means our action is response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step, as you can see right over here, and multiple action steps you can see, okay? We're going to discuss about the trigger step of this workflow that we have created. For the trigger application, I've selected it as Zendesk, and for the trigger event as new ticket, because whenever a new ticket is going to be created in our Zendesk account, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. To connect Zendesk with Pabbly Connect has provided us with a Webbook URL. By following the steps given here below, you can use this Webbook URL to connect Zendesk and Pabbly Connect. And as then Pabbly Connect is now connected to Zendesk, over here, whenever a new ticket is going to be created and response like this is going to be received to you, okay? In the response, you're going to receive the ticket URL, the title of the ticket, that is electricity issue, status comes over here as open, priority comes over here as medium, okay? You are going to receive the ticket ID. For the group name, you're going to receive the name like this. The assignee name is the assignee name to whom you have assigned the ticket, and for the assignee email, that is team@pabblytudes.com. This is the email of the assignee that we have selected, okay? So as the ticket is created, and you can see this is the response that you're going to receive whenever a new ticket is going to be created. Now we want to create a record of this ticket in our Microsoft Excel worksheet. Okay, so now let's set up our action step right over here. And for the action application, I've taken over here as Microsoft Excel, and for the action event, I've taken over here as add row to worksheet. Over here, firstly, I've selected the workbook. We have selected the workbook. In whichever workbook you want to create a record of, you have to select the workbook as well as the worksheet over here. Okay, and over here you can see it says column A, that's the title, group name, description. So in my response in my Zendesk account, if I'm going to take you back over here in the description, this is a description of the ticket that we have. Okay, and in the description we have received this line and the assignee's name with the date and the time, and this is the description of the ticket you can see right over here. But for creating the record, we just need this description right over here, not the assignee's name, time, or the date, or this pattern right over here. So for that, what we have done is we have added the text formatter by Pabbly. With the help of text formatter by Pabbly, we can format the text according to our requirement. For the action event, we have taken it as text parser. Okay, for the text over here that we want to format, we have taken the text description, ticket description that we have received. Okay, we have mapped the data right over here of the ticket description. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step, so we have inserted data from the previous step, and as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the data right over here in place of this map data is going to be updated. Okay, next it is asking for the text match after. As we need the text after this 15:14 right away, we need the after text from this right over here. So I have selected over here as 15:14 as I require the text after the 15:14. Okay, and after that over here you can see that we have received the response. In the response, we have just received the description that we wanted, that is there is no power supply since morning and we are unable to do any work. So this is the issue right over here. We have received the description of the issue right over here, okay, successfully with the help of text formatter by Pabbly. Okay, so if I'm going to take you back to my next step, that is Microsoft Excel add new row right over here. We have three column A, column B, and column C, that is title, group name, and the description. Okay, for the title over here, I map the data of the title from my previous step. I map the data ticket title as electricity issue. Then over here for the group name, I map the data of the ticket group name, that is support, and for the description, I map the data of the result that we have received in our text formatter by Pabbly step for the details right over here. So as I map the data over here, the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured, automatically the data right away in place of this map data is going to be updated. And as then I've clicked on save and send test request button, we are going to receive a response, and this is a positive response which is showing that the record of the ticket we created in our Zendesk account is successfully created in our Microsoft Excel workbook. Okay, so this is how you create this automation, that how to add Zendesk tickets to Microsoft Excel workbook. Okay, let's move on to our next automation of this video, that is update Google Sheets row for updated Freshdesk ticket. So as a business owner, I am maintaining all my customer support tickets using Freshdesk. Okay, and I want that as soon as the status of the ticket is going to be updated in my Freshdesk account, automatically it should also be updated in my Google Sheets as well. In my Google Sheets, I've created a record of all of my tickets. Okay, all of my tickets that I've created in my Freshdesk, and the status of those tickets should be updated as well. For that, we are going to discuss about this amazing automation. For the trigger application, I've selected it as Freshdesk, trigger event as update ticket. With the Webbook URL, we've connected Freshdesk with Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in help desk. And as we are going to update the status of a ticket in our Freshdesk account, we are going to receive a response like this. You can see right over here. For the text subject being test problem, status being closed, priority being medium, ID being 5 right over here. With the ticket URL, the URL right over here. Okay, so whenever a status is going to be updated, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response like this. Okay, so now as the ticket is going to be updated, we have received the Freshdesk response in our trigger right over here. Let's move on to our next step, that is Google Sheets lookup spreadsheet rows v2. So now as we want to update the status of our ticket that we have created a record of in our Google Sheets, we need to look up to the ticket value so that we can update the specific ticket which is going to be updated in our Freshdesk account. For that, we've selected our action event as lookup spreadsheets rows v2. Okay, for this spreadsheet, I've selected a spreadsheet in which I've created a record of my tickets that I've created in my Freshdesk account. For the sheet, I've selected the specific sheet. For the lookup value, I mapped the data of the ticket ID from my previous step, because the ticket ID is the unique ID of each and every ticket, okay? And if you're going to update the status of the specific ticket with the help of the ticket ID, we are going to check whether it's the same ticket with whose status is updated or not. So for the lookup value, I map the data of the ticket ID right over here, okay? Next over here, it is asking for the lookup column. For the lookup column, the ticket ID record has been created in the column B right over here. That is why for the lookup column over here, I've selected it as B, okay? Next, for the end column of the data, as I've created a record of all my tickets in my Google Sheets, the end column data is going to be the column in which the final data, the last data, is going to be added. So I've written the end column data as column F. You have different end column, you have to write over here the end column of your spreadsheet, okay? Lookup as date, I'm going to select it as no, use sheet headers, key in response as yes, and sort rows from top. And as I'm going to click on save and send test request button, we are going to receive the response for the specific ticket ID, that is 5 right over here. So for the ticket ID 5, the value comes over here as this, name as this, contact name as this, with the email right away, and the status comes over here as open. Now as we are updating the ticket, the status over here will also be updated, okay? So if we want to update the status right over here, so what we are going to do is, for updating the status, we have added another action step, which is Google Sheets our action application. For the action event as update row, because we are going to now update the value of our ticket, okay? The status of our ticket. So for the spreadsheet, I've selected the spreadsheet, and for the sheet, I've selected the specific sheet in which we want to update the values. For the row index, we are going to map the data of the row index from our previous step right away. We are going to receive the row index, we are going to map the data, okay? For the date right over here, this is the current date. As we are updating our sheet, we need to also update the current date. And that is why over here in my action step, I've added another action, that is date time formatter by Pabbly. With the help of this, we can format date and time according to our requirement. And for the action event, we have selected it as current date, as we require the data of the current date right over here. For the basic format, we've chosen the format DDMMYYYY as the format you can see right over here. And as we're going to click on save and send test request, we are going to receive the current date, that is the today's date right over here. And while we are updating our Google Sheets, what we are going to do is, for the date, we are also going to update the date value right over here from our current date, okay? And next, you can see over here, these are the other fields that I've created in my spreadsheet, that is ticket ID, ticket name, contact email. As I don't require the fields right over here, so I'm going to skip the part. I don't want to update these fields right over here. I just want to update the ticket status right over here, that is going to be as closed, okay? So I map the data of the ticket status from here, from my previous response, and then I'm going to click on save and send test request, and we're going to receive a response like this, which is going to tell us that we have successfully updated Google Sheets row for updated Freshdesk ticket, okay? So this was this amazing second automation that we have discussed. Now let's move on to our third automation, that is get WhatsApp notification for ticket raised by Zoho Desk. So now what is going to happen, I am maintaining my customer support ticket management using Zoho Desk, and I want that whenever a new ticket is going to be created in my Zoho Desk, automatically I should receive a notification on my WhatsApp related to the ticket's details. For that, we have created this amazing automation. Let us discuss about it. For the trigger application, I've selected it as Zoho Desk, and for the trigger event as configure Webbook. Configure Webbook because we want to connect Zoho Desk with Pabbly Connect. That is why I've selected my trigger event as configure Webbook, okay? Next over here, it is asking for the Webbook name. The Webbook name is going to be the ticket notifications. We want to receive the ticket notifications, so I'm going to write over here the Webbook name, okay? It is asking for the ticket add department, update department. You need to select these required details according to the requirement. So whenever the ticket is going to be created under these details over here, we are going to receive a response like this after clicking on the save and send test request button. So whenever a new ticket is going to be created, we are going to receive a response like this in a similar manner. For the subject of the ticket being electricity problem, status comes over here as open. We are going to receive the other details of the ticket that has been generated, as you can see right over here, okay? So whenever now a new ticket is going to be generated in our Zoho Desk, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of the ticket being generated. So now as we have the response of the ticket being generated, we want to send us a WhatsApp notification. But first over here, as we have configured a Webbook, over here you can see the second step, that is the action step. For that, I've selected it as filter by Pabbly and action event as filter values. Filter by Pabbly helps us to filter values according to our requirement, okay? Over here, I've set it up that whenever the event type is going to be equal to ticket added, then only this workflow should continue. That means in the response over here, if we are going to receive a response for the event type being it is being ticket add, then only this workflow should continue, as we are going to receive other responses also in our trigger step, but we just want to run this workflow for the ticket being added in our Zoho Desk account. Whenever the event type is going to be equal to ticket add, then only this workflow is going to continue. Okay, that is why we applied this filter. Okay, and then when the event comes as ticket add, we want to send us a WhatsApp notification. For that, we selected our action application as interact, and for the action event we selected it as send WhatsApp template message, because now we want to send a WhatsApp message to us as a notification. And for sending the WhatsApp message, I have already created a message template using interact. Okay, so that is why for the action event I've selected as send WhatsApp template message. Okay, then you can see after selecting the action application and the event, over here it is asking for the country code and the phone number. Either you can write the full phone number right away or the separately country code and the phone number. This country code and the phone number is going to be the phone number on which we want to send the WhatsApp notification to. Okay, so over here I'm written the data of the phone number, country code as well as the phone number right over here. Okay, after that it is asking for the template code name. The template that you have created using interact, you have to write the code name of the template right over here. Okay, and then you have to select the language code right over here as well. Next it is asking for the body variables values. We have to enter the body variable values right over here. So I've entered the body variable values right away. I mapped the data of it. Okay, next it is asking for all the other details that we have entered, and then as we're going to click on the save and send test request button, we are going to receive a response like this, and this is a positive response which shows that a WhatsApp message is successfully forwarded on our WhatsApp number as a notification whenever a new ticket is going to be created in our Zoho Desk account. So this is how you create this amazing automation to get WhatsApp notifications for ticket raised in Zoho Desk. Okay, you are going to receive the notification whenever a new ticket is going to be created or added in our Zoho Desk account. Okay, on our WhatsApp. Let's move on to our next automation, that is create Zoho Desk ticket from Webbook response. So now suppose I'm a business owner and I am using an application which is not integrated with Pabbly Connect. So to create the integration between the application and Pabbly Connect, we are going to be using Webbook by Pabbly. So the trigger application, I've selected it as Webbook by Pabbly. For the trigger event as catch Webbook preferred. Then with the help of this URL, we are going to connect the application and Pabbly Connect. And then over here, we are going to receive a response like you can see right over here. Okay, and the response that we have received is a response of a form submission that was done. Okay, over here the form title comes as new queries form. So I've created a form for collecting my customers and queries, and whenever the form submission is going to be done, with the help of the form that we have created, automatically like this we are going to receive a response. Okay, first name comes as dummy, last name as demo, email as dummyuser@pabblytudes.com. for the phone number, dummy mobile number is right over here. For the time zone as Asia Calcutta, you can see date and time, we have received the date and time right over here. Okay, and all the other details of the form submission being done. So as now we have received the inquiry form that we have created, we received the response of that inquiry form. Now we want to create a ticket of that inquiry in our Zoho Desk account. Okay, so firstly we have set up our action step, and for the action application we have selected it as Zoho Desk, and for the action event as find contact. Why are we doing this step? So now the inquiry is raised by our customer. Okay, and what is going to happen is either the customer is already been created in our Zoho Desk account, or it can be a new customer. The contact can be new or old. To find whether the contact is old or not, you can see right over here. For the email, we have mapped the data because the email of every person are very unique. Okay, so I mapped the data of the email, whether this email is available in my Zoho Desk account or not. And now as I'm going to click on save and send test request button, and this response right over here shows that this contact that has generated the inquiry is already a contact in our Zoho Desk account. Okay, as now we have find the contact in our Zoho Desk account, we have applied a filter right over here. And as we have applied the filter, you can see right over here in the filter what is happening this, that for the select label we have selected the ID of the contact that is created in our Zoho Desk account. So this means that whenever this ID is going to exist, that means either the contact can be a new contact or the contact can be an existing contact. So this means whenever the contact is going to be there, whenever the data data ID is going to exist, then this workflow should only work. Okay, then we have set up our action step. Now in the action application, we have taken it as Zoho Desk, and for the action event we have taken it as create new ticket. For the organization, I've selected the organization. Department, for the department I've selected the department that I've created by Zoho Desk account. Then for the subject, over here we map the data of the query that was raised by a customer, that is update phone number. So I've selected over here, I map the data of the query over here. For the contact, we have selected the contact right over here. For the email, we have mapped the data of the email. For the phone number, we have updated phone number right over here. For the due date, we have updated due date right over here. And from where we have received the due date, because in the help it says enter due date here with the time zone. This is the UTC time zone format right over here. And for having the due date, what we have done is we have added another action step in this workflow. For the action application, I've taken it as date/time formatter by Pabbly. For the action event as format date with time zone. For the date, I map the data of the date that we have received in our previous step. For the from format, we have selected the from. For the to as to format, that is the UTC time zone format. For the time zone over here, I've selected as Africa right over here. For the time zone 2, I've selected as Asia, Kolkata. And in the response, we have received the result in a UTC time zone format. So what we have done is, over here in our Zoho Desk create new ticket, for the date over here, we map the data right over here of the result that we have received in a date/time formatter. Category, I selected it as general. Subcategory as sub-general. Priority as high. The email is the channel. Assignee, I've selected the assignee. Status comes over here as open. For the description and classification, I selected the required details. And as then I'm going to click on the save and send test request button, we are going to receive a response in which now the ticket is successfully been created in our Zoho Desk account of the Webbook response form submission. Okay, so this was this amazing automation where you can create Zoho Desk ticket from Webbook response. Let us move on to our last automation, that is create the Zendesk tickets from Jotform responses. So I have created a form using Jotform with the help of which I'm collecting my customers' inquiries, product request or service issues, and with the help of this form they are going to submit their issues that they have. Now whenever a new form submission is going to be done and we receive a response, I want to create a ticket of that issue in my Zendesk account automatically, and for that we've created this amazing automation. For the trigger application, I've selected it as Jotform, trigger event as new response. With the help of this URL, I've connected Jotform and Pabbly Connect, and whenever a new form submission is going to be done, we are going to receive a response like this right over here. Okay, over here in the response, we have received the first name as demo, last name as user, email as user@gmail.com. Over here for the phone number area, the dummy code for the phone number, a dummy mobile number. For the requesting information, change in my residential address, you can see right over here, and all the other details of the form submission is right over here. So this means that the form submission is done successfully using Jotform and we have received the response. That means that trigger setup is now been done successfully. Whenever a new form submission is going to be done by any of our customers, automatically we're going to receive a response. Okay, next, as you want to create a ticket in our Zendesk account from the form submission that was done using Jotform, we're going to set up our action step. For the action application, I've selected it as Zendesk, and for the action event as create ticket, as we now want to create a ticket. Then we have connected Zendesk to Pabbly Connect. Over here, firstly, it is asking for the subject of the ticket. The subject of the ticket is going to be the title, that is information request form. Okay, this is the subject right over here. For the assignee, I've selected the assignees from here. For the collaborations, I've selected the collaboration. If you want, you can write the collaborator's email right over here. Okay, for the group, you have selected the group that you have created in your Zendesk account. For the requester's name, we have mapped the data of the customer's name, first and last name. For the email, we have mapped the data of the email. For the first comment/description, we have mapped the data of the description right over here. For the status, we have selected it as public as yes right over here. For the status of the ticket, we have selected it as open because the status of the ticket is right now open as we are creating a new ticket. Okay, the type, we are going to select it as task right over here because this is a task. For the priority, I've selected as high right over here. Okay, for the details, other details such as submitter and sharing agreements, I don't require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. For the brand, over here I've selected as Pabbly. Okay, and then as I've clicked on save and send test request, this is a positive response which shows that now the ticket is successfully created in our Zendesk account from the form submissions that was done by our customers using Jotform. Okay, so these were these amazing automations that you can create to manage your customer support ticket management processes in your business with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.